is a Bramble Jam podcast.
Welcome to Girls Gone Hallmark, a Hallmark review podcast. I'm Megan, and I'm a longtime Hallmark fan.
I'm Wendy. I'm a former Hallmark hater.
On today's episode, we are continuing our summer school series with the sixth installment in the Mystery 101 franchise, Mystery 101 Killer Timing. We'd love for you to follow us on Instagram right now. We are Girls Gone Hallmark.
Hey, we have a Facebook group if you want to join it. It's going to get real crazy over there in the next several weeks and months
as we gear up for the holiday season.
So much talk, especially with all the information that's now starting to come out. So, people love to chat about it over there. Hey, come join us. It's Girls Gone Hallmark in Facebook groups.
I have an email I'd like to share.
Please.
It's from listener Kia, and the email title is Mystery 101 Has Me in a Chokehold. She says, this is only my second time writing, but I listen to your podcast all the time, and I just adore you both. In my head, we're friends. We are friends.
That's nice.
As the email title says, Mystery 101 is my latest obsession. Oh my God. I've been wanting to watch for a while because I love Jill Wagner, not just on Hallmark, but she's a badass and lioness on Paramount Plus. Side note, do I need to watch that show? But your summer school reviews pushed me to finally sit down and start watching. Today, I'm writing to say a few things. One, I am with you. I am so nervous that this series is going to end without an Amy and Travis kiss. I'd prefer a relationship, but I'll settle for a kiss. I was swooning at the end of Dead Talk when they were talking and embracing at the end. She obviously hadn't seen movie 5 at this point. Mm-hmm. Number 2, I did see that I couldn't believe you two didn't mention. You talked about Amy's gorgeous dress, but you didn't mention how quickly she snatched her arm from Bishop's arm when she saw her dad and Travis. It made me laugh out loud. P.S. I'm in LA, and good Lord, the number of Teslas is out of control.
Oh, that's hilarious. That is hilarious. Total side note about Tesla. My husband owns a Tesla, and he's getting ready to buy a new car. And the other day he tells me, I decided I'm not going to buy another Tesla, which I'm happy about.
Sure.
And I was like, oh, what made you come to that conclusion? He goes, well, I was leaving the gym and I decided to count how many Teslas I would get to before I got to my car. And I was like, and he's like, 15.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, so good news for me.
Good news for you. Very exciting. All right, let's hear a synopsis of Mystery 101 Killer Timing.
An escaped serial killer and an attempt on Travis's life make their most dangerous case yet as Amy and Travis team up with his FBI agent X to find the connection before it's too late.
Killer Timing was directed by Fred Gerber. He has a total of 76 directing credits with Hallmark projects like Sand Dollar Cove, The Gift of Peace, and a few episodes of Good Witch. Outside of the network, he's directed episodes from Switched at Birth, Designated Survivor, and Firefly Lane.
This installment of Mystery 101 was written by John Christian Plummer, based on characters by Robin Bernheim and Lee Goldberg.
Jill Wagner, Christopher Palaha, Robin Thomas, and Preston Vanderslice all return.
Erin Cahill co-stars as Special Agent Kate Coulson. Erin has 135 acting credits and recently starred in Journey to You earlier this year. You can catch her in Holidays as Nora Jacobs, currently re-airing on Hallmark Channel during Christmas in July, as well as she appears in Christmas at Sea, the docuseries airing on Monday nights on
Hallmark. A real Erin Cahill summer.
It sure is.
Miranda Edwards appears as Maria Valdez, Travis's new partner. Miranda has 64 acting credits and was last seen on Hallmark in 2024's Private Princess Christmas. She's appeared in other shows like Virgin River, Snowpiercer, and Amish Stud, the Eli Weaver story, co-starring Luke McFarlane.
Shireen Haas plays Rita Goff. Shireen has 48 acting credits and most recently appeared as Shane's doctor in Signed, Sealed, Delivered to the Moon and Back. She's also been in Sugar Plummed and Sweeter Than Chocolate.
Daniel Bacon plays Mel Goff. He has 150 acting credits with roles in Blind Date Book Club, A Picture of Her, and Nantucket Noel.
Blake Stato plays Joe Pearson, the bad guy that works at Elmstead. With 29 acting credits, you might recognize Blake as Frank Sr. Wow, that guy was a real piece of work in The Chicken Sisters. He's also had roles in A Million Little Things, Riverdale, and Supernatural.
Side note, Chicken Sisters Season 2 is coming to Hallmark in August. We have not made a final decision on our coverage of that show. We'd love for you to weigh in, girlsgonehallmark@gmail.com.
I know how I feel about it.
I know how you feel about it, too. Fred Keating plays neighbor Bill Breyer. Fred has 116 acting credits and was last seen on Hallmark in The Blessing Bracelet from 2023. He's also appeared in movies like North to Home, Just My Type, and Christmas in Evergreen, Letters to Santa.
Lawson Chambers plays Tabitha Felton. She's the one up for the Dean of Students job. She has 103 acting credits with roles in Come Fly With Me, Napa Ever After, and Christmas Sale.
Killer Timing was filmed in November 2020 in British Columbia, Canada. It premiered on March 21st, 2021 on Hallmark Movies and Mysteries. Let's take a quick break and come right back with our first impressions. Hey, Wendy, what is your first impression of Killer Timing?
Well, this one delivers bodies in a drywall and an ex who nearly walks away with the whole movie.
Ooh. My first impression is, how many times can I say, no, wait, this is my favorite Mystery 101 movie?
I was a little bit nervous because I asked Megan off mic prior to recording, like, oh, hey, how did you like this movie? And she's like, well, you'll just have to wait and see. And I was like, uh-oh. Because the IMDb reviews are kind of all over the place.
The IMDb reviews are interesting because I found that most of them were in on like the Amy and Travis of it all, but a lot of people didn't like the mystery storytelling piece.
Spoiler, I like the mystery. I have some criticisms about it, but I liked it.
Well, let's start with what you liked.
Well, first of all, it's Erin Cahill.
Me too.
Slam dunk for me. I loved her as Travis's ex, Kate. She adds a lot of chemistry and complexity without falling into the typical like woman on woman cat fight over some dude. In fact, I love that her character is so likable, and I love that scene where she tells Travis how much she likes Amy. I'm like, that is some like grown woman kind of energy.
Yeah, that's a girl's girl right there.
Yeah, I'm here for it. And I was thinking while I'm watching this, I was like, I know we see Erin Cahill, like she does a couple of movies a year, and she's in Holidays right now. We really liked her. We really, really liked her as Nora in Holidays.
Yeah, she's my favorite. In fact, if you're a Girls Gone Hallmark newsletter subscriber, the newsletter that went out this morning is what you should watch for Christmas in July. Just a couple suggestions from us. And Holidays is on the list, and I did name Sheriff Nora as our favorite part of that series.
She's great. But what I was thinking was, I like her in a detective role. I think I would really like watching her in some sort of mystery series.
For sure. 100%.
Like, I could see her as a Mariska Hargitay.
Yeah, I want her as the detective.
Yes, me too. Me too. I really, really liked her. You liked her as well?
I loved her. I love the addition of that character. I think we're at the right place in the series to get a big time character addition. Every mystery movie introduces new characters, and even in a franchise like this, we're introducing potential recurring characters. But I think to introduce someone as strong as Erin Cahill, you needed to have fully established the other people, and I think it comes at exactly the right time, and especially the right time in Amy and Travis's developing relationship. Another thing I think is done well based on what we know of the characters is there's a really nice, it's small, but a really nice emotional moment when Amy calls her dad asking him to head to the hospital while she stays behind to answer detective questions. Like, you can see the depth of her feelings for Travis in that moment, but you can also see the relationship she has with her dad just through that phone call. Jill Wagner can act.
Agreed. Let's talk about Jill Wagner for a minute. You and I
Our haters.
We were worried about bringing in a certain bias.
Yeah.
She's a great actor.
She's really good.
And I have a hard time. I really do have a hard time like separating when they had that whole big shuffle of Hallmark actors who went over to the other channel and like made these declarations. And I was like, okay, well, you and I don't see eye to eye on things. So goodbye. It is so hard when somebody is truly, truly a good actor, like to.
Yeah, I'm not judging her on the content of her character here, but I have absolutely no idea what was behind her motivation to go to Great American Family. I don't know if she's currently making new movies over there. I'm not paying attention to what's happening over there. But based on, in a vacuum, she's a great actor.
Right. Maybe we do need to watch Lioness.
Yeah.
You know, like Nicole Kidman is in that.
I don't know anything about that show at all.
My husband watches it. He says it's great.
Paramount Plus is a streamer that we do have, and I never open it up, ever.
Really?
I don't watch anything on Paramount Plus.
Side note, Big Brother starts this week. I think I'm going to watch it.
Is it on Paramount Plus?
Well, it airs the next day on Paramount Plus.
Oh, it's still on CBS.
It's CBS.
Still, yeah. I still actually have cable.
Megan and I, for those who don't know, used to really get into Big Brother.
Yeah, we did whole prediction episodes.
Yeah, back in the days when
We were on Big Brother.
We were on Big Brother. Like, what was that?
They had a tell us your favorite Big Brother character fan activation, and we sent in a video. And it was during our YouTube days. And so we had been recording. So we had like our light and camera and everything. We were mic'd. We had like lavalier mics on.
Yeah.
And we recorded our thought because we loved, what was his name?
He was a dentist. I don't remember his name.
Johnny Mac.
Johnny Mac. That's what it was.
And they played some of the fan videos. I got to tell you, they were not good. They were all poorly lit. It was horrible.
Yeah, ours looked great.
Ours looked great. And then people came for us on Twitter, back when Twitter existed. And they were like, they're a plant. They're wearing mics. But yeah, we had our 15 Seconds of Fame on Big Brother. That episode actually aired on my 10-year wedding anniversary.
Oh, I remember being out of town when it aired.
Yeah, we were in the same place.
Oh, that's right. That is right. I forgot about that.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, so Big Brother airs on, well, I think streams the next day.
So it starts soon?
Starts Thursday night this week. Tomorrow night, July 10th.
As this episode airs?
Yes.
Speaking of likes, I have a mini one. I'm glad we got closure for Claire. She's taken a detective job in Honolulu. It happens off screen, but at least we haven't forgotten about her. We get Bud talking about it. I appreciate the attempt at closure.
Good for Claire getting an opportunity in
Claire.
Hawaii. I'm happy for her. I mean, I would have taken that job too. Absolutely. A couple likes for me. I thought Hallmark really brought some suspense with this episode. One plot thread fizzles for me. I will talk more about that in a minute. But I do think there were some solid mystery angles that gave this movie a little bit of a darker, more thriller kind of vibe.
Uh-huh.
I love it. The Wolfman revenge arc I thought was suspenseful, especially when it like keeps Travis in danger. Like now we're worried about Travis.
Yes.
Right? I thought that was good. The shady couple who live next door with, you know, that I was intrigued by that whole storyline. And then when Travis knocks down that drywall and there is a mummified body in the wall. What?
Yeah. Did this movie give you elements of a horror movie? Now stick with me. There are several moments we believe throughout this movie that Travis is in danger. And so they are aware of Travis being in danger. But there are several moments where Amy walks away. Like Amy goes home by herself.
Yeah.
And then at one point she even goes to her father's house because there's been a shooting at her house. But it's almost like the don't go into the basement moment when you're watching on, because you know Amy's in danger too.
Yeah.
Or at least potentially, even if you don't know what's going on, you know that if they're together when these things are happening, she has the potential to be in danger too. And then her dad leaves and she's alone in the house. And you're like, oh God, don't pick up the phone. Don't go in the basement. Don't do all of those things.
I'm right with you. I absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. My last thing that I really liked, stick with me here, the explosion that kicks off the movie, it's a little TV low budget.
It's a little hokey, but still startling.
And I like that it starts there and then loops back to the beginning, and then we catch up in real time.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was cool how they did that.
Yeah, I really like that too. I have 3 little likes to wrap this up. I thought there were some great comedic moments. This series has consistently brought the humor, even in some darker, heavier storylines. The perp saying, this can all be explained, and Travis saying, yeah, I just explained it all. And then when they're at the hospital, Graham's trying to like make Amy get there about who Kate is.
Great.
And he's like, did Travis ever mention that his ex-wife's name was Kate? And Amy's like, no. And he goes, her name was Kate. Like, get there faster, Amy. The phone call from Graham interrupting their nice moment at the end. Great callback. Love that they reincorporated Graham being a you-know-what.
He's got killer timing. Yeah.
And finally, we get a better fight scene from Amy than we did from Travis last week. When the IT guy breaks into her house and she throws salt in his face and then she kicks him with her heel. It's a whole, it
was like a roundhouse kick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Christopher Palaha himself commented on our reel. I pulled that clip and he commented on it. And he was like, great feedback. Should have let me know. I'll do that next time.
On the holding somebody's head and... Oh, I love it. I haven't seen his comment on it. I hope he wasn't being snarky.
I didn't get that impression. I'm choosing to believe he was just being funny. The comment was 100% on Team Christopher Palaha.
Of course.
Like, you could have taken the dude. It was just a funny...
You know what is so funny? That scene, what we're talking about, if you guys didn't listen, we're talking in the last movie, in movie number 5, he gets in a fight with the bad guy, and Travis could have easily taken this guy down. I was thinking about this the other day. I watched this movie 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. I was getting ready, and I was thinking about that fight scene, and in my head I go, there would have been 2 hits, me hitting you and you hitting the floor. This is what I was thinking. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's so funny. That's what totally would have happened with this movie. I mean, if that was like a real fight in real life. Yeah. Anyway.
Mystery 101 has us in a chokehold, too.
Yes.
Let's talk wishes.
For me, I got to say the storyline with the IT guy may be one of the dumbest motives ever.
Yeah, it doesn't hold water for me.
Like, big yikes.
Yeah, look. Can I say I did clock him as the bad guy the instant he walked on the screen?
Of course.
And then in the next scene that he's in, when he comes to Amy's office, my husband walked in the room and he goes, is that the bad guy? Like, he hasn't seen 1 second of this movie and clocked him as the bad guy. Her taking the laptop was the icing on the bad plotline cake for me. I just felt like he's so in love with her that he's going to kill to make sure that she comes with him. No.
Yeah, it doesn't land for me at all. I did really like the Wolfman storyline. Like, I thought that was suspenseful and good.
Yeah, and the whole revenge piece of it all.
Yeah, when Travis is on the stand and he's like, I'm in Garrison now. I was like, no, don't tell him where you're at, dude.
Yeah.
But the IT guy who wants to kill Amy, no, it does not work for me.
No, and also he could probably hack her email without having her physical computer. You're the IT guy. Like, this stuff does not live on a physical space.
I mean, your 18-year-old could probably hack the computer.
We're doing a lot of college paperwork these days, and sometimes I sit with my kid while he's doing it, and just like watching the way he like navigates the internet.
Oh, yeah?
And just computers in general. I'm like, how'd you do that?
You know, I have a 17-year-old, and she laughs in my face at how slow I am navigating, like, the buttons on my phone.
Oh, my kids were like, Mom, just give it to me. And I think of myself as pretty techie.
Me too.
My son's a gamer, so he uses a bunch of keyboard shortcuts even in his everyday life.
Oh.
So anyway, the whole new world. I have a couple wishes.
Sure.
Honestly, my entire wishes is the I don't buy it segment, starting with the IT guy. But the next thing I don't buy is the next door neighbor dude is just going to walk into a crime scene and what? Walk out with a mummified body? I didn't understand his intentions.
A lot of things here. Does he not see the detective standing right in front of the house?
Exactly.
You're just going to lift the yellow tape and walk on in? And then, yes, he doesn't know the state of the house inside that they have already. Wait, have they already?
No, they hadn't exposed it yet.
They hadn't, right. So was he just going to like dig into the drywall with his bare hands and
then what? They're going to come back and there's going to be a hole in the wall and they're going to be like, that's weird. That's weird.
Yeah, that was weird.
The fact that he walked in the front door in broad daylight was the hardest to buy for me. And finally, as much as I am team Amy Winslow is a badass, I don't fully buy that she would be put solely in charge of choosing the new dean of students. They're not going to give that to another professor. Maybe she'd be on the committee to vet these people, but someone who gets paid to make decisions like that is going to make decisions like that, particularly when Amy's like, yo, I got a conflict of interest here. And they're like, don't worry. We trust that you'll get it handled.
We just need you to get it done.
And then the hardest part for me is like that storyline is dropped. Like she talks about like, we have 6 days to make a decision. And then she spends all this time investigating the Wolfman situation with Travis. And it's only picked up toward the very end. It's a little messy for me.
Yeah, agree. One little final wish for me. No Holly again. And we do get mention of her and her coffee shop, but we don't see her.
I know. She's gone. I don't have any. Did you see that?
I don't either. And I only have one per IMDb.
Okay.
Per IMDb, it says, Amy mentions the body in the wall reminds her of Edgar Allan Poe's Murder in the Rue Morgue. Travis asks if Poe wrote about bodies in a wall, and Amy replies, in the chimney. Poe did write a story about a body in a hidden wall called The Black Cat, and any professor of literature that specializes in mystery writers and stories would have known that.
Poe writes about a lot of weird, like the heart buried in the floorboards. Some dark stuff.
You know, Poe comes up a lot for us on this podcast.
Yeah. Did John Christian Plummer write the Murder at Mosby movies? The Jane Mysteries?
No.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a classic dark, murder-y situation to reference. I did want to say that several people have written in to us referencing an interview done over on the Hallmark Mysteries and More podcast with John Christian Plummer, where he does go through his vision for the next movie. And they've encouraged us to listen. I'm not listening until
Wait. After the finale that we get,
yes,
he has a vision for like the next one.
Yes.
Got it. Oh, that's interesting. I'm interested.
I have not listened. And it's for the same reason why I didn't watch movie 7 before we recorded this, because I wanted this experience to be pure without knowing what's coming. And I want my movie 7 experience to be pure, even though I kind of know what's coming because it's been spoiled. But I don't want to know the future. I want to watch it. And then I will go listen to that interview and we can discuss his thoughts on that.
Nice. I'll put a link in our show notes.
Yeah. I think I know what you rated this movie, but go ahead and tell me. What'd you rate this movie?
I don't think you know. I gave it 4.75. It's nearly perfect.
Yeah, I actually gave it the same rating because I wanted to give it 5 stars because the viewing experience was so fun. Mm-hmm. It was a really fun movie to watch. Just some of the mystery pieces fell apart for me.
The IT stuff, yeah. In the neighborhood, the dude killed his wife and put her in a wall?
It's like you get a bill that you don't want to pay and you just like throw it in a drawer.
Wild.
So, thank you for listening to this episode of Girls Gone Hallmark, a Bramble Jam podcast. We will be back next week with the final Mystery 101 movie review in our summer school series. But never fear, summer school continues with Mistletoe Murders after that. If you're currently watching Holidays on Hallmark, catch our recaps every Monday and Tuesday. We are re-airing those from the original release back in the 2024 holiday season. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
All right, friends, before we go, just a quick heads up. You're about to hear some ads. These little gems help us keep the show running and the Hallmark love flowing. So do with that info what you will. Grab a snack, hit the skip button, or maybe, just maybe, listen in and discover your new favorite product. Bye.